you wouldn't have any occurrences. And that is why most of the time we don't see any occurrences in Ghana. Thank you very much for coming. And my technical team are here. They may also add something. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
So, I believe we have some questions. So you mention your name and then your organization. Then you proceed with your question. We don't have much time, so we do it. Yes, Mauli.
Good morning, my name is Mauli.
Mauli.
From Ghana. So yesterday there was a statement by the acting Minister of Defense. He cited the AI. If you can just briefly tell us what scope of the role you'll be playing in that particular investigation.
Yes, so just like I said earlier, but let me quickly correct something here. Yeah, when they issued a statement yesterday, were described as as part of Ghana Civil Aviation. AIB, yes, we are also in the aviation industry, but we are an autonomous and independent organization. We are not part of Ghana Civil Aviation because we are to investigate what they do, and so we are an autonomous and a separate institution. Now, to answer your question. As I said earlier, we don't investigate military aircrafts. And this incident that happened, like I said, we will only do that when we have an approval by the sector minister. And so this particular one, AIB Ghana is part of the investigation because we've been we've been invited to use our expertise. And so I have, let me say, task my investigating team led by Captain Fojo, a very experienced retired pilot and a high level, very experienced engineer. They, Engineer Ewusi, they are part of the investigation. And so AIB is fully represented. Thank you.
My name is from Jeff. I have a couple of questions to ask. A follow-up to what my colleague asked. I think we wanted to find out the scope, what you will be doing to help in terms of the investigation, if there are specifics that you want to do. And also my second question got to do with the fact that we've seen a lot of accidents happening in the country. I mean, aviation, the last time was in 2012 when an aircraft crashed or overshot the runway, killed a number of people. When this particular report is released, when investigations are done, how would the findings be implemented into tangible safety reforms, and what level of accountability should the public expect from authorities?
Thank you very much. Let me start from the second one. Like you said, when an accident occurs and we go ahead to do our investigations, after the investigation, we do recommendations, and these recommendations, as I said, are not to apportion blames or for any criminal liabilities. We do that so that we correct, so that we don't have any future occurrences, and that is why you don't often see aircraft accidents. They are flying every minute in Ghana, but because of the recommendations that we do, that is why they correct all the mistakes that might have happened. Then that is where we don't have the, we don't incur, or we don't happen to see more accidents happening. And so when we finish with our investigation and we give the recommendation, we follow up to make sure that they implement it. Because the reason why we do the investigation is to correct whatever might have happened. And so we follow religiously to make sure that these things are implemented for next safety. Then the other question is about the scope. Normally, investigation, you wouldn't, like I told you, we have our standards that we follow. And the protocols and the standard we follow, you know, we use them when we start the investigation. We will not be able to say, oh, we do this, we do this. So we are using those protocols and the standard to do the investigation. So we will not be able to tell you that this is the scope.
My second question also, I have about 3 questions. questions, but if time permits, then I'll ask all. My second question got to do with the fact that even though the aircraft which was deployed, the Z-9 that we've been invited to help with the investigation, it belongs to the Ghana Armed Forces and you don't have any oversight with regards to that. Do you think that there were some issues? I mean, based on your preliminary investigations, have you identified some factors that may have contributed to this? Because we've seen some journalists speculating, some even attributing it to the strike.
I like the word speculating. We are professionals. We don't speculate. What we do is that when there's an occurrence, we go to the field. We use evidence-based. Like I told you how we collect. We first collect the factual information. Based on that, we verify the data we have. And it is only after then that we will know what happened. And so we don't speculate. We don't know what happened. It is an accident. And so we go in as investigators to investigate and come out with a finding. But for now, we don't have any reason, or we don't have any information about what happened.
Have there ever been a time that when you want to implement some of the recommendations from various reports that you had issues with regards to our aviation sector in the country, maybe logistical issues or certain things prevented us from implementing certain policies?
No, we haven't had any.
Thank you. Any more?
My name is Josh Green. I work at TV3. So plans are far advanced in acquiring Ghana's national airline after several failed attempts. And if you're supposed to have a meeting with the task force, which has Dr. Joyce Muktari as one of the members, how will the conversation go like?
Yes, so if I got your question well, you want to know what? Come again with the question.
Okay, so plans are far advanced in,
Yes.
So there's a task force that has been disputed. Joyce Muktari is one of the members. I'm saying if you're supposed to have a meeting with the task force, what would the direction be like, your conversation?
For that one, respectfully, we have a very competent group that is tasked to do this job. And so they will do the job very well for us. We don't have any reason to doubt anything. So we think that they will do the job very well.
Because I'm asking this because I don't think we've ever had an accident. Ghana Airways, we've not had any accident before. So if we want to go on that trajectory.
Yeah, so that's what I told you. We don't ask them because we do work behind. And we do safety protocol very well. That's why we don't have those accidents. Yes.
We're taking the last questions because...
Oh, no. No, allow.
Okay.
Please, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Martin. I work for Daily Graphic. After the Obuasi accident,
Commissioner JMK Wambati addressing the media about the Z-9 helicopter crash that happened on August 6th, where 2 cabinet ministers and 6 others died tragically within the Adansi area. A committee has been set up to investigate what happened. As he mentioned, currently they do not know what exactly transpired before the incident happened. However, they've got a very competent group, a very competent team that has been put together to investigate. And when they are ready, the findings definitely will be made public, and every single person will get to know what transpired before those lives were lost in the line of service to Mother Ghana. Now let's